Good morning from Bangkok, everyone. It's Hanifa Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, I'm back at my favorite restaurant, and I just love this couch, and it's just such a beautiful reflection of this halal restaurant that I'm in here in Bangkok. But I wanted to talk about money again. So today, I wanted to give some ideas and some thoughts for you to reflect on about how you think about money. So I thought I'd start with this first quotation by Ramsey, which says, "Money is not good or evil. It has no morals or intentions of its own. Money reflects the character of the user." Money reflects the character of the user. Now remember, we're talking about healthcare and hospitality. And what is the character of the user? If I am a little bit stingy, I'll give just a little bit anywhere, and I receive just a little bit. So it's just that character of the user that goes back and forth, and that character is also felt by any receiver of money or any value. So if I come here to buy food, my money is here when I feel a good heart and a true appreciation for the place that I'm in. That's the energy that the money is carrying. It's the same thing if someone is thinking, oh, we're not making enough in whichever business, hospitality, healthcare, restaurants, anything. If a person feels we're not making enough, that's the intention it's received with. So even a good intention of a money given, it reflects the intention of the giver, and then the receiver is also affecting that money's energy. And this is so important for us to recognize, because when we're in these service industries, what we are receiving with, whether it's gratitude or whether it's, oh, I wish they had given more, because a lot of people do work for tips in various industries, and that reflects how that money will be received by a person who's receiving perhaps lesser tip than what they thought. Even at hotels, I see that if someone is staying for a longer period of time, they're really welcomed on that first day. Of another person who's coming for just one day might not be spoken to so kindly, and this happens in healthcare too. If someone is traveling from a different country and now they have to pay more to come to my country to come to the health services, kind of treated well because they're paying more. And this is something for us as service providers to understand. There's also someone's right in my city and they come to me as a healthcare provider, and I see them all the time. So I just kind of say that, yeah, that they never buy anything extra. There's no extra effort or energy from them. I feel so drained after, and that reflects in the money that I receive too. So if I feel happy about, boy, this person has come to me again, I haven't seen them for a long time, and yeah, I don't know when I'll see them again, so I'm really enjoying this particular visit. So important. And again, healthcare and hospitality is very similar. The next quotation I wanted to mention is, again, to give you an idea of how to look upon money. It says, "Money is multiplied in practical value depending on the number of W's you control in your life. What you do, when you do it, where you do it, and with whom you do it." So this is, again, when we're looking at, what are you doing? Are you giving a beautiful service, whether in healthcare or hospitality? That matters. So the actual service that you're providing, I'm providing something that is heartfelt, is very different from many places. It's just a business. It's when you do it. So when I'm very heartfelt because my business is low and I reach out to clients, and restaurants can do this, hotels do this, and healthcare does this, and you reach out, sometimes it's to thank you for a donation that you've made. I see hospitals doing this. And it's when you do it, of course, as soon as you've given that, I send you a thank you note. And then every time I'm fundraising, I reach out to you to say, hey, do you feel like contributing? And I can't tell you how many clients I've heard saying, I gave this particular place, whether it's a hospital or it's a fundraising association of some sort for some particular project, keeps on reaching out to them every year. Except one year they really had money, and another year there's like, you are giving, wouldn't you like to give? And it's almost like a high pressure of, how come we haven't heard from you? You are going to give again. And that's not the energy that a person who even wants to give wants to receive either. There is the whole, we really appreciate you. That is very personalized and very heartfelt depends on the person who's sending that note, because literally we can write the exact same words, yet the energy that we associate with those words comes from the energy we put into them, and it is received by the receiver. A person who just says, oh, I got to finish 7, 10, 50 emails to make sure people donate today, it's just work. And that intention of money, we need this money, and I just need to finish this job because I also need this money, so I'm doing it because I have to, is a very different space. And you know what? These people were so generous last year, and I really hope they're generous this year. A different energy of warmth, of compassion, of consideration. That is so important. Then I thought, again, remembering that hospitality and healthcare is the same in this regard. Service industries are the same. It's how we think about money. This quotation was fantastic for what I hear a lot with individual clients, and certainly some companies too. It says, the happiness you experience at the time of earning money, you should also experience at the same kind of happiness at the time of spending money. This is the same kind of happiness when we're spending money as when we're making money. And what often happens is what this said in the second part of this quotation. It says, however, at that time you say, oh dear, I've ended up spending so much. And so many people do this. And I do know that historically I had done this. And it was so interesting because I'm really not a person who counts nickels and dimes. And so sometimes I remember for my honeymoon, I paid for the honeymoon, and I remember thinking this is going to be a high cost. And of course, whatever we think something will cost, it ends up costing a little bit more. So then it goes a little bit beyond, we're stretched a little bit beyond, or I've spent a little bit more in just a little bit of shopping over there, that sort of idea. And then I think, oh, I've spent a little bit more. Nice thing for this mind is even when I would say that, it's like, it's okay, it will be met. I know that I can earn enough to pay these bills. So that sort of idea is a very different space than, oh no, I'm going to worry about this for the next 6 months, and how little can I pay to just pay for this now. I do know people that take student loans, and will take forever to pay them, and partly because I only want to give this much to this bank, this institution, this government that gave me this money, because I only have to pay this much. So I give very little. And surprisingly, some of those people I've even heard of getting loan forgiveness before they've finished paying off their loan. Now, they've, of course, paid much interest, but they got huge loan in forgiveness. And in that, it's that same energy that is continued. That, you know, okay, here it is. It's God gave that initial energy. I will say some divine energy. I'll say the universe. I'll say someone's luck, someone's fortune came through, and oh my goodness, I got such a great loan, I get to do this schooling or start a business, anything. Got this loan, and I'm only going to give a little bit back because banks don't really need that money. And maybe I'll strike it lucky because I've heard of other people who've had loan forgiveness. Maybe I'll get that too, and sure enough, that comes through. Again, a blessing. And then how do we look at that blessing? It's just like, yeah, well, you know, you just have to wait long enough. And yeah, if we wait long enough, we do get things from outside of us, but we never really have the confidence to do it ourselves. And we're always waiting for others to do it. And this can come through relationships, this can come through families, this can come through romantic relationships, marriages, this can come through children that I'll just wait because, you know, I've helped my kids get to a really good profession, and if I ever need help, they'll help me. And all of this is always waiting for someone or something else, and it's never the full enjoyment of, I've earned this, I'm using this, I'm enjoying this. My biggest enjoyment so far, at least, has been in being able to help others enjoy something that I can provide. So again, whether it's a clinic that I've set up, or whether it's work that I'm doing, whether it's the heart that I do it with, this is something that I've put in my money into to develop myself. And this is something we can do as service providers. Next, I wanted to finish with this quotation. And it says, when money realizes it is in good hands, it wants to stay and multiply in those hands. It wants to stay and multiply in those hands. And I find this, I know in some cultures, this will be seen as blessings, that, you know, when you've got good hands, that you are sharing your money with or giving, even if you're serving someone a meal, again, in whether your own home or in a church or a mosque or anywhere, a business, it doesn't matter. If you're serving with those good hands, money wants to stay and it multiplies in those hands. And this is what I believe that about service industries, that when we are working from those hands, those are the hands that we've been given the blessing of to give with generosity, with love, with compassion, and with understanding that we can because it's coming through some divine grace. Today, I wish you some reflective time on these thoughts about money, and I hope that you remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day or night, everyone. Bye.